Hi everyone, this is Quantum Cats. Today, we're breaking down AMD's Q2 2025 earnings and diving deep into the AMD versus NVIDIA debate to understand where does AMD stock go from here. Let's start with the numbers. AMD posted strong financials this quarter. $7.7 billion in revenue, beating expectations and growing 32% year-over-year. Adjusted EPS landed at $0.48, meeting consensus but down 30% year-over-year. Gross margin, 54%. Solid. The guidance was even stronger. AMD expects $8.7 billion in Q3 revenue, up 28% year-over-year. And here's a milestone. Free cash flow hit $1.18 billion, the highest in company history. All of this while the stock trades at under 10x sales. Now, compare that to NVIDIA, the AI chip king, valued at over 20 times revenue. One side says, that's your opportunity. The other says, well, yeah, because NVIDIA earned that premium. And honestly, if AMD captures even a small slice of AI infrastructure spend, that gap could shrink, and fast. Now let's talk chips. AMD's MI300X comes loaded with 192 GB of HBM3 memory, and companies like DeepSeek have already proven it can train real LLMs on low-performance chips. But NVIDIA's Blackwell architecture? It's in another league, 2 times training, 4 times inference over the H100. UCAN says, good enough is good enough. Another could argue, if you're building the next AI empire, you're buying the best, period. And here's where NVIDIA really flexes its muscles. The software stack. CUDA isn't just a toolkit, it's a religion. cuDNN, TensorRT, Triton Sticky, optimized, irreplaceable. Sure, AMD's ROCm is catching up. It now works with PyTorch and Hugging Face, but let's be honest, switching ecosystems is a pain. Most devs and dollars are staying loyal to Team Green. So who's actually buying chips? Hyperscalers like Microsoft, Oracle, and Meta want vendor diversity. They're open to AMD as a second source. For inference-heavy workloads, AMD's lower cost makes sense. But when it comes to top-tier labs, OpenAI, Anthropic, Google DeepMind, it's all NVIDIA. And smaller startups? They're not even in the chip game, they're just running Claude, Gemini through APIs. So what's the bigger picture? NVIDIA owns the cutting edge, the Apple of AI chips. But AMD doesn't have to be Apple. It can be Android accessible, flexible, and everywhere. The AI market isn't winner take all, it's winner takes most. And second place still matters, especially at scale. So, the question is, can AMD close the gap? Or will NVIDIA keep pulling away? Truth is, AMD doesn't need to win, it just needs to matter. And based on this quarter, it's starting to. I'm fully committed to NVIDIA as the undisputed leader in AI infrastructure, crucial for long-term portfolio building without unnecessary diversification. Any AMD position would be a small, short-term trade. That's it for today's market duel. If you enjoyed this, give us a paw tap, subscribe for more debates, and drop your vote in the comments. AMD or NVIDIA, who's your bet? This is Quantum Cats. See you next time at the edge of tech and capital.